Late last week, the same week in which Tesla officially begun taking orders for its entry-level Tesla Model 3 Standard Range and unexpectedly announced Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, Nissan revealed the purchase price for its longer-range variant of the Leaf electric hatchback, the Nissan Leaf E+, or as it's now being called in the United States, the Nissan Leaf Plus. The official pricing puts the Nissan Leaf S Plus, the entry-level version of said car, at $36,550 before incentives or mandatory delivery and handling fees. In the case of the Nissan Leaf, that's $895. The Nissan Leaf SV Plus, Nissan's mid-spec version of the same car, will cost $38,510 before incentives and fees, while the range-topping Leaf SL Plus will cost $42,550. This means that even the entry-level Leaf S Plus, with 226 miles of range per charge, costs more on paper than the 220-mile Tesla Model 3 Standard Range, with the 215-mile Leaf SV Plus and Leaf SL Plus sitting in between the Tesla Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive and just above the Tesla Model 3 long-range dual-motor all-wheel drive, respectively. Which leads me to ask the elephant-in-the-room question. How will Nissan Leaf Plus fare in a market where you can buy a Model 3 for less? Moreover, how does the Nissan Leaf Plus fare in an increasingly crowded market of mid to long-range electric cars? And who's going to buy it? First, let's get the whole cross-shopping and pricing thing out of the way. Some people say that Model 3 and Leaf will cross-shop against one another, and to some extent they might if we're looking only at range per charge and purchase price. On paper, Model 3 beats the Leaf Plus in many regards, offering future upgradability, the supercharger network, and an actively cooled and heated battery pack. And many will question why anyone would ever dream of doing anything other than buying a Tesla when an entry-level Model 3 costs less than a Nissan Leaf S Plus. But buying a car isn't just always about the price and range, nor is it always just about the tech. The utility of the car and how the car makes a buyer feel are also important considerations. Since Model 3 is not a hatchback and many people do prefer a hatch, the Leaf does at least score some points there for some buyers. But then again, so do all of the other similarly priced electric cars that already exist or are shortly coming to the market, like the Kona Electric, the Bolt EV, the Niro, and the Soul EV. And yes, while Model Y is due to be unveiled in just over a week's time, it's worth remembering that not everyone wants or likes the design setup of a Tesla. Some buyers prefer a more traditional interior and layout of dials and switches. Others may want a different form factor or a different driving position. And those personal preferences go beyond just a Tesla versus a Nissan standpoint. I know plenty of people who prefer the Leaf's driving position over, say, the Chevy Bolt EV. And I know plenty of people who prefer the Bolt EV's power delivery curve and hot hatch response to some other cars. And I know people who say they prefer the more gentle and planted handling of the Kona Electric over the Bolt. What am I saying? Buying a car is a subjective thing, and if that wasn't the case, and people were buying cars focused just on make, technology and drivetrain alone, no other electric cars would be sold, because everyone would be buying Teslas. But they are, every day. And as I said time and time again on this channel, it's more important that people make the switch to cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation than we worry about which brand of vehicle they are using to make that switch. At one point, purchase price was everything for a plug-in car because they were being compared not with other plug-in cars, but with internal combustion engine vehicles. But now there are enough plug-in cars on the market that they're competing with each other too. Which brings me back to the point at hand. Who will buy the Nissan Leaf over some of the competition out there? My simple answer? First-time electric car buyers and the Nissan Loyal, as well as corporate fleet buyers. And here's why. While many first-generation Leaf owners were hardened electric car fans and early adopters, I personally feel that Nissan has lost many of those customers to Tesla, Chevrolet and other brands. The reason? The way Nissan handled the whole matter of battery replacement costs, premature battery aging, and of course, more recently, Rapidgate. I know a very few Leaf customers who would consider buying another one after all of the above, and to be honest, I'm in that category too. In fact, if you watch this channel, the chances are that you're more likely to not buy a Nissan Leaf Plus on price alone, because you're going to know more about Nissan's past EV blunders and history than your average buyer. However, that doesn't mean the Leaf Plus won't sell. I think it will. I think it will sell in pretty high volumes because its exterior design and interior styling is conventional enough that it won't scare first-time electric car buyers off. Non-electric Nissan customers are also likely to be okay switching to a Leaf Plus because it has plenty of similarities to the rest of the Nissan family, and it offers far more range and a higher charge speed than the existing standard Leaf. And let's not forget, that standard 40 kilowatt-hour model is still incredibly popular in Europe because its price point makes it incredibly attractive in a market where some of the Leaf's competition doesn't exist yet and where range per charge is less of an issue. The driving style of the Leaf Plus is going to be an advantage too, as while it does offer single pedal driving functionality, it also offers a more conventional throttle response and traditional two-pedal driving experience for those who want it. Again, while I personally love single pedal driving, I know plenty of people who don't. They instead prefer a driving dynamic that more closely mimics that of internal combustion engine vehicles. In other words, the Leaf Plus could be a great transitional vehicle for less EV savvy, less tech savvy customers. The final group of buyers, fleet owners. The Leaf Plus offers more than enough range to tackle daily driving for fleet owners and operators without requiring overnight charging, and the range to deal with the heaviest of lead-footed drivers. But they also offer something no other electric car on the market offers right now: the capability from the factory to operate in vehicle-to-grid situations. Right now, V2G hasn't really taken off outside of Japan, but it is slowly gaining ground in both Europe and North America thanks to small pilot projects. Allowing a company to utilize its fleet of cars as both transportation and energy buffers, avoiding excess demand charges from the utility company while keeping vehicle operational costs low, could help dramatically improve the bottom line of a company over a 5 to 10 year period, which is usually about as much time as a car will exist in the fleet. What do you make of the Leaf Plus pricing? Will Nissan sell many examples, or will everyone flock elsewhere? Leave your thoughts below. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you liked it or you didn't like it below. Scribble a comment, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a single episode. And if you want to support the channel, there are 3 ways you can do that in the show notes below. I'll be back soon with more content, but until then, keep evolving.